Armchairing with Bruce Maro on the One Podcast Network.
Yep, this is me, Bruce Maro. You're probably wondering, why does it look so down? It's in the title. It is true. It seems like the Aces might go home in Vegas in a couple hours. This is me, your host, Bruce, and welcome to Armchairing. If you are new here, subscribe. Hit the like button. Let's have a good show, a fair show today. So, the Aces have won the last two championships. So they had disappointments. I mean, in the bubble, Aces lost the championship to the Storm, and next year they lost again in the playoff. And then they changed coach, and Becky Hammond showed up. Becky Hammond was a longtime coach of the Spurs, assistant coach, waiting to get a shot to coach a team in the NBA. And Lembeer retired got pushed out or quit. And then she became the head coach of the Aces. So she had an edge. She had to prove that she was a great Asia Wilson won championship in college. Came to the WNBA, and like I just said, lost the final. Had to prove that she can win a championship. She had an edge. Jackie Young, coming from Notre Dame, came to the WNBA. Everybody said she cannot shoot. She can only shoot mid-range and work on her game. Everybody said she could not defend. Working on her defense. Got better. She had an edge. Cassie Plum left college after leading as the leading scorer all time in college. Left college. Was benched so many times. Was in the starting lineup. Was a sixth woman with Bill Lembeer. Has a new coach. She became the starter now. She wanted to prove that she deserved to be a starter. She had an edge. Sydney Carlson. Couple years without being in the WNBA. Couldn't find a team. Cut by the Aces. And couldn't find a team. Had to go to like a minor league that women have in the off season. Prove that she still can ball, and she's a good locker room presence. She had an edge. Other players were added. Players that were rejected from other teams came to the Aces. They had an edge. So why this season everything changed? Have the aces become too comfortable? Have the aces become too much of stars on every commercials? Like Becky Hammond said. I mean, I see AJ Wilson in a lot of commercials. I think there was the Lay's commercial, ships, something like that. Gatorade commercial, the car commercial with Sabrina Ionescu with Sue Bird and Shanae. Uh, Cassie Plum commercial, you know, has have the aces become too comfortable and they are not fighting hard to win, or they just saying that they're gonna try to trick you. Winning in professional sport is very hard, and we've seen so many teams try to repeat, and they lose. We saw defending champions getting swept. The Lakers, 2011 against the Mavericks. The Miami Heat against the Chicago Bulls. Ben Gordon, Luol Deng. Will the Aces win game 3? That's so far, I don't know. I cannot say they're gonna win. From what I've seen the last couple of games, there's signs for uh to be not falling into despair. But there are signs to be like, yeah, I don't think game 1 they lost. I mean, Plum played well in game 1, but Jackie Young did play well. Jesse Gray didn't play well. Asia Wilson uh, did not uh, really. I mean, she played okay, but there's a reason for that, and I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna talk about that in a few seconds. Game 2, Gussie Plum got in foul trouble in the first quarter, even though she got into foul trouble. But the Aces were uh, leading, and Sydney Colson, I like I like her. She's funny. I follow her on Instagram, on IG. You know, uh, she had 2 stupid turnovers, and I don't think we saw her playing again the rest of the game. 2 stupid turnovers at the end of the first quarter, where Vandersloot stole the ball in one of those turnovers, and had a layup. Uh, so in order for the Aces to win game 3, they have to have a complete game, especially from the big 3. Let's just say before. Uh, I said that Chelsea was washed. She kind of proved me wrong a little bit. She showed up. She played okay, but I do not like her too much. Chelsea Plum, she has to play. She has to hit the shots that she's supposed to hit and stop over dribbling. There was a turnover where she was over dribbling. And I don't know, maybe the defense was too much for her, but she needs to get out of her head and have a nice game. And she's capable. She can do it. Jackie Young, she has to have another game too, but even better. AJ Wilson, the MVP. Last season, you were pissed. You thought that you were supposed to be MVP. Was that the edge? Was that the reason why you play was so inspiring last season in the final? So this is like a final for the Aces and the Liberty. The Liberty are bringing it. They've been the best team like 99% of the season until they lost to the Lynx a couple times. I thought the Lynx were better, but we talk about the Lynx in a few minutes. The Aces. So game 3 is a must win. And I would not be surprised if the Liberty win game 3. But it's not all about the Aces. The Liberty play well. They play poised. And I'm gonna say something that might surprise a lot of people, because if you watch the box out, and I recommend everybody to every Thursday watch the box out. Go into the comments and you'll see me posting comments. And some of my famous, most popular comments are Jonquel Jones doesn't show up when needed. Vandersloot is watched. I must apologize to those two ladies. I can say that Jonquel Jones is one of the main reasons that the Liberty is up to her. She's not shutting down. She's not shutting down Ashley Wilson, but she's bothering her. She's making her think. She's making her work. And that's why when the score was 81-83, Asia missed a wide open layup to tie the game. So Jonquel Jones has been showing up all playoff long. But there's always game 3. So let's see. Vandersloot, I said she was washed. If it wasn't for Vandersloot that woke up the team, because I think the team was sleepwalking yesterday. The Liberty were sleepwalking yesterday. And Vandersloot, she was feisty on defense, stealing the ball, making the right pass, sending up the team. She played better than Fibbage. And you can tell that Vandersloot won a championship. She was making clutch shots. Their stat line might not show it, but Vandersloot was sensational. To me, in my opinion, she was sensational during the game. She was great. I cannot take it away. She was great. So let's see what game 3 is gonna look, because Brianna had a decent game. I knew that she was not gonna score 34 points again. At Aces had good defense against her. So it was a team win. I think the Niger, I think I said her name correctly now. She's gonna have one of those games too. So it could be game 3. So Liberty might sweep Friday, but let's see if the Aces have the heart of a champion. And there's nothing I can say to add. The Liberty wanted it. I think they were thinking about it all year, and they were ready for the moment. They won home court. So uh, Liberty has have won in at the Aces before. It's very very possible that they can win Friday and go to the final. So we're gonna see what happens when they play. Uh, the other game that happened that night was Lynx against the Sun. So Sun won game one, and Lynx won game two. Uh, in game one, I think uh, I think the Lynx were not ready to play. I think the Sun wanted to win that game so bad, and they showed it. Marino Mabry, seems like that was a steal of a trade, and she hit some clutch shots. Nafisia Collier did not play well offensively, and she did not play well again in game two offensively. But there was a difference in game two. Courtney Williams. Uh, Courtney Williams had a very sensational game, and she hit some really, really, really clutch shots. Uh, without her, I don't think the Lynx tied the series. It's not a series that I'm very interested in. Both teams are boring to me. Um, Congratulations to Nafisia for winning the Defensive Player of the Year, as I predicted or guessed. Congratulations to Coach Reed for winning Coach of the Year, as I predicted or suggested. Uh, Thank you for Mr. Thomas for joining. Um, the the games really started really terrible. There was a lot of breaks. There was like 14 or 13 missed shots before. I think it was at the 6 mark that Lynx finally scored. I think it was Courtney Williams that scored. So not much that I can say about this game because it was boring. It was boring. And Nafisia Collier, like I said, she struggled uh, offensively, but she was a pest in the defense. And you see why she won Defensive Player of the Year. I think she had 9 points, four blocks, and the Lynx had 5 blocks, and she had 4. Uh, she had 4 blocks, 5 assists, and 12 rebounds. So the Nafisia Collier was fantastic. Um, Brianna Jones, she's starting, but I don't think she has been effective for the Sun or player. Uh, I don't know. I mean, she's coming back from injuries. I know she's played okay all season, but they're giving her minutes to Burton. But Burton is not a scorer. That's why the Wings let her go. So um, the Suns had too many turnovers, and the Lynx scored off those turnovers. Even though the Lynx committed turnovers, but their defense was sensational last night. So I think the Suns gonna win the series. Why? Because the Lynx talks a lot of trash. I noticed a lot of trash, and Bonner getting hit, and people getting hit. It was feisty, fighting, elbows, hip check. So if the Lynx want to win the series, I think they have to win game 3. But now, because the Sun won game one, I'm picking the Sun to win the series. I'm picking the Sun to win the series. You know? So let's see what happens. Uh, so for the Liberty versus the Lynx, God. Obviously, if the Liberty wants to win the series, I would advise them to win game three. If they lose game three, I think the Aces win the series. So from what I've seen the last two games, it's likely that the Liberty could win the series. And there's no game five. So we could see Liberty Sun in the fight. And if Liberty Sun goes in the finals, that would be interesting to see. I don't think the Sun can beat the Liberty. But we'll talk about that later. And so I mentioned that the physical color won Defensive Player of the Year. Sherry Reeve won Coach of the Year. And Dijonne Carrington won Six Women of the Year. Like I predicted. Maybe I should play some lottery. So let's switch to the NBA. I'm excited. NBA about to start preseason. It's around the corner. I think it's first preseason game is Friday. If I'm correct, first preseason game is Friday. Um, there were a couple of trades that were made the last couple of days. I saw Cat getting traded to the Knicks, and Cat and traded to the Knicks, and Julius Randle and DiVincenzo traded to the Wolves. I think that's a bad trade for both teams. I'm sorry. That's a bad trade for both teams. Cat, usually I call him Kitten. You know, he's soft as Charmaine Cotton t-shirt. I don't think he's. I know he's from Jersey, but which side of Jersey? Is he from Camden? So, I mean, the Knicks gonna score a lot of points in the regular season. They're gonna win a lot of games. Everybody's gonna pick them to win the championship. But in the playoff, is Cat gonna show up? Is he gonna want to shoot threes only? So I think that's a bad trade. Uh, Cat, I mean, that's the best defense I saw him play in the playoff last season when he was defending Jokic. So, I mean, DiVincenzo hit a lot of big shots for the Knicks. Um, oh my God, I don't know. I don't know about that trade, but I understand why the Wolves make that trade, and I understand why the Knicks made that trade. The Knicks they want to pay Julius Randle. Julius Randle is over injury prone. I mean, he struggles in the playoff. I mean, I think the play style that Brunson, uh, his play style fit better with Cat. So he pick and roll, pick and pop, shooting the threes and stuff. So I think the Knicks will be better, but in the playoff, I don't know. Regular season, the Knicks will be better. The Wolves got worse, in my opinion. I'm I don't know. I mean, will the Wolves be better? I mean, okay. People telling me that Julius Randle uh, wants edgy players, and Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards wants edgy players. And Julius Randle is edgy. I don't know, man. The Wolves got a lot of bricks. I mean, we're gonna play with Gobert. Usually, I call him Gobert. I mean, they bench, they bench, uh, they bench uh, Gobert in the playoff, and they play Nazi Reed with Cat. They're not gonna be able to do that now. Now they're gonna put Julius Randle, who is a scorer but not a shooter. So, man, if I'm playing the Wolves, I'm doubling it, and then I'm letting Julius Randle shoot. So there's a lot of more teams that I think that are better than the Wolves now. I think Rockets might be better than the Wolves. I think uh, uh, Denver is better than the Wolves. Um, I, I think OKC is better than the Wolves. I think Memphis might be better than the Wolves. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen Joe Murray play with the new play with the new team now. Who else? I think Sacramento is better than the Wolves. The Lakers might be better than the Wolves too. So I don't know. I think the Wolves gonna be fighting for the 6th to the 10th spot. You know, the Knicks, uh, the East is, I think top 4, the Knicks top 3 or top 2. I don't know. Between the 2 and the 4, I think the Sixers are the best team on paper, but we'll see. I mean, the Knicks might win the East in the regular season, but I don't know. So tonight I wanted to do the preview because the season is about to start. The NBA season is about to start. So I wanted to do the preview of 10 teams. I'm gonna do the Southeast Division, the preview of the Southeast Division, and the Southwest Division. So I'm gonna start with Southwest because I live in the East, and with the East, I'll save the East for last. Southwest Division. In the Southwest Division, we have who we have in the Southwest Division. Okay, I think it's the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the Rockets, the Grizzlies, the who we have there? Pelicans, the Spurs in the Southwest Division. Okay, I had it here. So for the Spurs, they acquired the new addition, Chris Paul. I watched Chris Paul play for the Warriors last season. Injured a lot of games, missed a lot of games, hit a lot of good shots, but not the same Chris Paul. So, I mean, eh, he's 39 years old, I think, 40, 39. I don't know. I mean, he's probably gonna start, but okay, we'll see what he brings to the Spurs, but I don't think that's much. Harrison Barnes, that's why I'm playing with the Kings. A lot of bricks, a lot of bricks. I mean, this defense is not that good anymore. Offense, no, I don't know. And they resign people I don't even know who they are. Charles Bassi, Sandro Mukela, Bali. Okay, I don't know. They picked Stephen Castle, Juan Nunes, Arsene Ingram. Okay, I don't know. And they lost Devontae Graham to the Blazers and Dominic Barlow. And they let Cedric Osman go. So I think Victor should have been Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's gonna play great defense this season. He played well in the Olympics. I think they might fight for the 9 or 10. Oh my God. I don't know if they're gonna win a lot of games. I was about to say they might fight for the 10th spot, but I don't know. I think they're gonna miss the playoff again. It would depend on Chris Paul and Miami. I don't think it's the same Chris Paul. If it was like 5 years ago, Chris Paul, I think they make the playoff, the play in at least. But now I think they're gonna miss the playoff. They're probably gonna win 20 games, 21 games. So I don't know. So Spurs missed the playoff. Pelicans. They lost a lot of players. They lost Venezuelans. He left to the Wizards. He lost Cody Zeller. Oh my God. I would lose him too. Cannot move. I don't know why they let Venezuelans go, but I don't know. They had Lawrence. They let Lioness Jr. leave. Wow, that's terrible. That's a terrible move. It was great off the bench. I don't know. They let Dyson Daniels. Okay, I know what happened. So they traded Dyson Daniels, Lioness, and Cody Zeller for Dejounte Murray. Oh man! So the backcourt is gonna be uh, Dejounte Murray and CJ McCollum. I don't believe in CJ McCollum. He always disappear in the playoff. He's the Jean-Paul Jones of the Pelicans. Well, I cannot say that anymore because Jean-Paul Jones is playing well right now. So I think if Zion was healthy, I think they win the play-in they were in. So it all depends to Zion health to me. It all depends to Zion health. If Zion is healthy, I think they're like a top 5 seed. Top 5 seed. So I think the Pelicans might win. Yes, Mrs. De La Zion to McDonald's. Okay. Okay. I don't know. Yeah. I, hey, I saw Zion the other day. I think he's eating Chipotle or no, not Chipotle. Subway now or Chick-fil-A. He looks fit. Um, so I think the team, Dejounte Murray. I mean, he's a good defender. Uh, he's better. But I don't know who's gonna replace Valanciunas. So I think they're gonna. We'll see what happens. I think Ingram is off and on. They called him the next KD. I don't see it, but I think they're gonna win like at least 45 games, maybe. So they could be dangerous in the playoff. They could win a playoff series. Um, Rockets. I think they missed the playoff or the play-in by inch, by air, and the drafted Reed Shepard. I heard he was a great college player. So let's see what happens. So they let Boban go. I mean, he wasn't playing anyway. They let Bullock go. I mean, he's a great defender. And I think if they are healthy, I think they should make the playoff or play in. Uh, I think this team is better than the Wolves, especially with uh, Jabari Smith. He had a good season last season. And what's the other center name? That is it. Sengun, yeah, Sengun, Jabari Smith and Sengun, especially Sengun. He had a great season last season, and then he got hurt. I think because he got hurt, that's why they missed the play in the playoff. So I think they're gonna be better. I think Brooks is just a talker. He's not gonna do nothing. I mean, Udoka is a good coach. I mean, he saw the Celtics win the championship, so he might want to be motivated to coach the Rockets to do something. So I think the Rockets might win. They won 41 games last season. They were 41 and 21. So I think they might be playoff. They were okay. So next team, the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies, Ja Morant was hurt. I mean, he came back, got suspended, and came back. So that's why they were not in the playoff. I think Ja Morant coming back. I don't know how he's going to look. And Desmond Bain and Jackson and Zach Edey, they added him, I think, to replace Adams. So Jared Jackson Jr., Brandon Clark is coming back. Marcus Smart coming back. I think this team could be decent. I think this team could make the playoff too. So I think this team could be better than the Wolves too. So they won 27 games last season. I think they could be 45 wins too. 45, 40, 46, 44 wins. The best team that was in the division last season was the Mavs. The Mavs went to the finals and lost. I thought they were going to win the finals, but they lost. So I think the Mavs going to be okay. They were surprising because they made some trade at the trade deadline. That's how I think they got to the finals and they made a run. So they added Klay Thompson. I think Klay Thompson is not the same player anymore. I think he's going to be Vendorsloop, but you saw Vendorsloop playing well. So I don't think he might be Vendorsloop during the season and then playoff. He's balling. So maybe I'm underestimating Klay Thompson. But Klay Thompson, they added Klay Thompson. They added Dinwiddie, Spencer Dinwiddie. They added Quentin Grimes, Najee Marshall. So I think they made a mistake letting Derrick Jones Jr. leave. I mean, he's a better defender than all those guys that I just said, and he was one of the reasons why the Mavs made a run. So they lost Tim Hardaway Jr. I mean, I knew Tim Hardaway Jr. was going to leave, and they lost George Green. So I think the Mavericks gonna be good. I think they might win 48, 49 wins, 50 wins. I heard that Luka was hurt while practicing, calf injury. They said it's not serious, but let's see. I mean, I would not be surprised if they win more than 50 games. But I think the Mavs got worse. They won 50 games last season. I think they got worse. Klay Thompson is not the same player. Watch them in the Warriors. He was negative. His body language was terrible. So I think the Mavs gonna win some games. And Kyrie and Luka, I think they found their mojo. So let's see if they make it to the finals. I don't think they're gonna go back to the finals, but let's see what happens. That's all for the Southwest Division. Now let's go to the Southeast Division. Southeast Division. I think the team in the Southeast Division is the Atlanta Hawks, the Orlando Magic, the Miami Heat, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Washington Wizards. I think for the Hawks, I think that's a terrible team. They let Deontay Murray leave. I mean, they traded him for Lynx Jr., um, Dyson Daniels, Cody Zeller, and they added other players, players I don't even know who they are. Zachary Researcher, Ethan Wallace. I don't know who all those people. I think the Hawks, they're gonna miss the playoff. They're gonna miss the play-in. I don't see. Looking at the roster, I mean, they should trade Trae Young. I mean, Capella, okay. Hunter, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Jalen Johnson, Garrison Matthews. Yeah. This team is gonna win like 35, 30 games. Hawks miss the playoff. Orlando Magic. Ooh. Orlando Magic. They were some people might say they were a surprising team last season. I think they should have won against the Cavs, and they let it. They went to 7 games, and they should have won against the Cavs. I think they were the better team than against the Cavs, but because they're young, I think that's why they lost. And they made a great addition. I think adding Caldwell Pope is good because he has experience, a championship experience. He won a championship with the Lakers, and he won a championship with the Nuggets. So that would be great. He will be a good vet presence in the locker room, telling them how to win. I think Paulo Bencho. I call him Paulo Bencho. As you can tell, I'm not good with names. Paulo Bencho is going to be better. I'm surprised that they let Marcus Pulse go. But I guess they want to pay him. They wanted to pay a couple of people. Corey Joseph, I saw him in the Warriors. I mean, he's okay. He's a stable point guard. He's from the Spurs system. So I think those two players, Pope and Joseph, they will have they're a good vet presence for the team. And Franz Wagner, the Wagner brothers, I think, especially the younger brother, has gotten better. So I think this team could win, could go to the second round, and don't be surprised if they are surprised a lot of teams. People picking the Sixers to win a championship, or go to the finals, or even the Celtics. Yeah, so I think Orlando Magic probably the best team in the division, but we don't know. The reason why we don't know is because of the Miami Heat. Miami Heat. They resigned at the Adebayo. They resigned Thomas Bryant, and they resigned Smith. They resigned Kevin Love. I didn't even know Kevin Love was still in the league. So I don't know about this team. Every time I I think the Heat are done. They always surprise me. So Jimmy Butler wanted a contract, and Pat Riley is telling him to shut up, he just play. I don't know about this team. I think they're gonna trade uh, Tyler, um, Tyler Hero, because I think they're gonna trade Tyler Hero and I forgot the guy name. I think they're gonna trade Tyler Hero and to get other players. But I don't think Jimmy Butler is the same player anymore. I think Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo is not enough. They lost Caleb Martin, even though they offered more money than the Sixers to Caleb Martin. So Caleb Martin went to the Sixers. Uh, Patty Mills went to the Jazz. I mean, Patty Mills. I mean, he can shoot. I mean, he only plays well for Australia in the Olympics. But I don't know about the Heat. I mean, every time I watch them off, they always surprise me. And I don't know. I mean, I think Spoelstra is one of the greatest coach I've ever seen. Uh, so I think they might challenge Orlando, but right now I'm picking Orlando to win the division. But never come out to eat. Charlotte Hornets. Even Mem J said, I'm out of it. The team cannot win. The team cannot win. They lost Michael Jordan as the main owner. I mean, he's a minority owner now. But Michael Jordan said, I'm out. The coach is gone. I think they hired a coach who has championship experience, Charles Lee. I think he won a championship with as an assistant coach with the Bucks. And Celtics last season. So I think the Hornets are bad. They're gonna be bad. They're not gonna win a lot of games. I think they might win. They won 21 games last season, and LaMelo Ball is always hurt. Always hurt. He missed like 22 games. So I think they might win 30, 35 if LaMelo plays. Miles Bridges. I'm not a big fan of Miles Bridges off the court, but people get second chances, I guess. I'm not God. I don't want to judge. So they lost. They have a new head coach. So they have Seth Curry. Seth Curry. Seth Curry is the kind of player that shouldn't play in a rebuilding team or terrible team. He's the kind of player that play in that teams that compete in the playoff. So they added Taj Gibson. I don't know. Maybe he's playing the Ugandan Salzburg role, sitting on the bench, and be a vet presence. Josh Green. Your team is just bad. That team is just bad. I think things are not going well with North Carolina now. Hurricane. And I wish all the best for the people who suffered from the hurricane. The Carolina Panthers. I mean, the football team they scored 70 points on them. College team, UNC. I think they scored 70 points 2 weekends ago on them. By a terrible team from a weird conference. Not even a legit conference. Scored 70 on them. So Carolina is going to it now. North Carolina. And the last team in the division. Oh my God. Probably one of the worst teams that we're gonna have next season. The Wizards. The Wizards. I mean, what should I say about the Wizards? At least the Washington has the Commanders now. They're winning some games. I hope the Wizards get better. I mean, they added Shadik Bey, Malcolm Brogdon, Valanciunas. Uh, they won 15 games last season. Wow, 15 games. They lost Tyus Jones, Landry Shamet, uh, um, what should I say? They said Jordan Poole was going to be the leading scorer, and he was bench. uh, Kuzma didn't want to be traded. They want to go to a certain team. Uh, they won 15 games last season. I think they might win ooh, 25 games because Shadik Bay and Bogdan is always hurt, man. Always hurt. How many games did he play for the Blazers? When he was in the Celtics, got hurt in the playoff, got traded to the Blazers. Didn't even play that much. Is he gonna play for the Wizards? Valanciunas. I mean, he's okay. He's a decent player, but I mean, is he gonna make a difference? Shadik Bay. Uh, he's okay. He played okay with the Pistons, went to the Hawks, disappeared, never heard of him in the Wizards. With the first pick, the Washington Wizards, with the first pick in the 2025 draft, the Washington Wizards select. I think the Wizards gonna be terrible again. So those were the previews of two division today, Southeast and Southwest. Next week, I have do another division, two division, and the week after, the rest of the division, and I'm gonna say which players, which team I think they're gonna make the playoff and play in whatever, and who I might pick to go to the finals. Who's my early MVP, 6 man, all those things. And looking forward to the NBA during the NBA season. As I mentioned on the first show, I'm gonna have panels. I'm gonna invite uh, people that play uh, basketball professionally. Hopefully, I can get a former NBA player. Uh, I might do a lot of betting, but I hope you enjoy the show. I hope it was not too boring. I didn't have a lot of energy today because the Aces lost, and I can see that Liberty might win next game. But I was happy to see Waterspoon uh, at the game, and I am really pissed that the Sky fired her, even though everybody on the team was hurt. And Eddie Carter sit a couple of games because of shoulders. Camilla Cardoso did start the season, and they bench her a couple of games at the rest of the season. Angel Reese, one of the best players of the team, got hurt. What do you want what is going to do with that? I mean, she's not playing anymore. What do you want her to do with that? Dana Evans, disgruntled. She wanted to start, but when she started, she was not effective, and she wanted to start. What do you want? What is going to do with that? First year coach, first year, and you fire her. First year, you fire her. I saw that they fired the Atlanta Dream coach, Tanisha Wright. A bunch of players were hurt. A bunch of players were hurt during the season. It's not the coach fault. So I think those two firing were unjust, especially Teresa Waterspoon, because she was my favorite player, and I was growing up. Liberty was my favorite team. So if Liberty win the championship, I mean, my younger self that's still in me would be happy. And I hope they win. I hope they win if they make it in the final. But I don't know if they beat the Aces. I don't know. I think they might win though. If they don't beat the Aces in game 3, I think the Liberty, you should not wake up sleeping night. You should not wake up and sleep in night. So that's it for the show tonight. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Mr. Thomas, for always commentating. If you're watching this later on, please like and subscribe, share the video with your friends, family, relative. I promise you, this show will be better. We're gonna get better. We're gonna get more people to come on the show. People you would not expect. Thank you for watching. That's all for Armchairing. Until next time.
Armchairing with Bruce Maro on the One Podcast Network.